السابقون الأولون من المهاجرين والأنصار والذين اتبعوهم بإحسان.
أيها الأحبة, my beloved brothers and sisters, gratitude to Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala pertaining any blessing of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala consists of a number of things. The scholars, they say, as Ibn Qayyim rahimahullah ta'ala, he said in his book Al-Madarij, Ash-shukru lahu khamsatu arkan, that there are 5 pillars of gratitude. So if a person looks at his marital situation and is pleased, and he is pleased with the home that Allah has given him, it is spacious and it has amenities, and he looks at his comfortable mode of transport, his vehicle, and he looks at his neighbors and they do not cause a disturbance for him and do not harm him, and so on and so forth. And he should look pertaining these blessings of Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala at 5 things. Do these things increase him first in his love of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala? فإن الله تبارك وتعالى حبب نفسه إلى عباده بهذه الأمور. For verily Allah has endeared himself to his servants with these things. The second thing is a tawadu'. Do they make him more humble? How many people get 2 cents past lunch and they get arrogant? They don't have barely anything to show for all their work and all their effort. And the little bit of property that they have and the little bit that they have accumulated causes them to look down at those who have less than them. If what Allah has blessed you with doesn't cause you to increase in gratitude to Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala to the point that from your gratitude you become humble to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, then you have not benefited as you should have benefited from these blessings of Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. The third thing is al-i'tirafu biha batinan, is that you recognize the enormity of these blessings in your heart. That you recognize these things for what they are, as being blessings from Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala, and you ascribe the blessing to the one who gave you the blessing. You don't say like Qarun said, as Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala mentioned in Surah Al-Qasas, إِنَّمَا أُوتِيتُهُ عَلَى عِلْمٍ عِنْدِي, that I only have what I have because of some knowledge that I possess. A person thinks that they have what they have because of the degree that they have, or because of the skills that they learn, or because of the strength that they have, or so on and so forth. While in reality it is Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala who gave you your intellect. It is Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala who gave you that strength. It is Allah who gave you that health. It is Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala who inspired you to have the desire to do what you are doing in the first place. And so the blessing is completely and entirely attributed to Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. Likewise, from that is a tahadduthu biha, is that a person mentions to those that are well-wishers, not to those that are haters or those that are likely to be jealous or those that are being tested, but he mentions rather to well-wishers what Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala has blessed him with. Those that are people who have love for him and concern for him, that he is comfortable in telling those that are close to him what Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala has blessed him with. Praising Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, la tafakhuran, not boasting, but praising Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. As the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said, من لا يشكر القليل لا يشكر الكثير ومن لم يشكر الناس لم يشكر الله وتحدث بنعمة الله شكر وتركها كفر. He said that whoever is ungrateful for a little is ungrateful for much. Whoever is ungrateful to the people is ungrateful to Allah. And he said, وَتَحَدُّثُ بِنِعْمَةِ اللَّهِ شُكْرٌ, and to mention the blessings of Allah is a sign of gratitude to Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. And to refuse to do so, or withhold from doing so, is ingratitude to Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. The fifth thing from the pillars of gratitude is that he looks at whether or not he is using these things in a manner that is pleasing to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. These things, ayyuhal ikhwah wal akhawat, brothers and sisters, these things, having a good wife, a good home, good neighbors, and a good mode of transportation and vehicle, they are always attached to a person on a daily basis. They are something that on a daily basis a person encounters these things, and so they cause immediate happiness or immediate sadness for a person on a daily basis. And when we look at each of these things, then we ask ourselves those questions about our love of Allah and our humility for Allah, and whether we praise Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala to the people for what Allah has blessed us with, and whether we use those things in a manner that is pleasing to Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. If this is not our reality, then we should fear al-istidraj. We should fear that Allah, through these blessings, is leading us to our destruction. has come authentically in the hadith of Uqbat ibn Amr al-Juhani, that the Messenger of Allah alayhi as-salatu was-salam, he said, إِذَا رَأَيْتَ اللَّهَ يُعْطِي عَبْدَهُ مِنَ الدُّنْيَا عَلَى مَعَاصِيهِ مَا يُحِبُّ فَإِنَّمَا هُوَ إِسْتِدْرَاجٌ مِنْهُ. That when you see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessing His servant from the things of this world with that which He loves, while he is disobedient to Allah tabarak wa ta'ala, then it is istidraj from Allah. It is Allah leading that person slowly and surely to his destruction. It says of a person using these things as a means to love Allah and get closer to Allah and increase in his worship of Allah tabarak wa ta'ala, these things cause people to transgress and abuse the blessings of Allah tabarak wa ta'ala. Na'udhu billahi min su'il hal. We ask Allah's refuge from having an evil condition.